All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome into a very special Wake Up Paradise edition of the BCP. Super excited to have some new friends here, some old friends. Very excited to welcome in Roger on drums. We have Tim, lead singer, and is it Max? Is that what it is?
Max, yeah.
And you play the bass guitar.
The bass, yes.
The bass guitar. It's nice to meet you, sir.
Like M-A-C-K-Z?
Almost. But it starts with a silent T.
Oh, okay.
Oh, stop.
It's Max.
Guys, welcome in.
Max
He is my brother from another mother. Maximus, good to see your face.
Yo,
and good to see you guys. Now, Max, obviously, I've known you in the past, my man. You guys are doing some great things. Thank you for sharing some of these demos with me that you've been doing with these guys.
Of course.
You guys already have a good vibe. I could tell from just you guys. There were hugs earlier.
Oh,
you guys were chilling, some nice moments. Yeah, talk a little bit about the chemistry, how this band came about, and a little bit of the band love we're seeing already.
Well, for starters, we're all wearing hats, and we didn't plan that, so I think that says enough.
Well, Max always has the hat, so.
Yeah, I had to wear my show hat.
You're the keeper of the fedora. I don't think anyone else can hold that. I would love to be that guy, but I can't.
It's your style. You just have no hair. I have a lot of hair, but I
wow.
don't know what to do.
Wow.
Yikes.
Well, yeah.
Wow.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
Harsh already.
You know why.
Yeah. Of course I know why. It's my last name. I rock the tagline.
Why?
But you I was talking to Max earlier. Like you guys were going through where we were going through. I mean, we still are kind of like we call it like the pandemic era in wrestling. It's tricky. Obviously, the local bands kind of came to a stop. Everything kind of came to a stop. Max, I know you hung it up for a lot of reasons. Some out of your control, some in your control, some for the very right reasons. What was the genesis of this band? How did you guys decide to all come together?
I would say it was the exact opposite. The pandemic is kind of like what fueled it because we had like nothing else to do.
Very unemployed.
Yeah.
That too. There you go. Okay.
I mean, my drums stay set up in my garage, and like any opportunity where I'm like I could play with other people and create music, I'm there. And Tim and I were in Wake Up Paradise. Like there's like 3 or 4 versions of it now, right? And we had started the original version with our buddy Sal. Actually, I think it was our other guitar player, Eric, from back in the day who wanted to start a jam in the garage. And we started jamming with that. And then he came one time and never showed up again. And
that's how it be. Yeah, that's how it goes.
And then like our old bass player, Lou, he since has had like 2 children, married, house, the whole thing, and just holding down the family life and doing that. And, those of us that are still playing, we just kind of like fell into it. And it started off as like our guys' night, right? Just kind of like chilling and jam for fun. And then we're like, yo, this sounds kind of good.
But also in like 2017, me and Roger jammed with Dan and Max doing which is one of those songs became the song we have now, Don't Look Now.
Right.
So it was kind of like
called Hawaii. Right? Wasn't it called Hawaii?
Yeah, it was called Hawaii.
I learned about that today.
Title,
I learned that today.
Code name.
Yeah. Very much because of the verse. Ding, ding. Yeah.
I think Dan wrote it
like
when he was
groups
in Hawaii.
Coming together.
I think that's why
Yeah.
it's called Hawaii.
Oh.
I think Dan was
Code
in
name.
Oh, okay.
I wonder. I don't know.
Yeah, I think.
It was coming together too. Was just an urge of I just wanted to play music really loud somewhere again.
Yeah.
Yeah. I did hang it up a bit. Had a family, had a kid. You can't play loud music in the house when you got kids.
Oh.
So it was nice to have Roger close by.
He doesn't have a family or kid anymore.
So
Traded him in.
well, Max, I remember talking to you, because we would get, people would reach out to us. I'm sure people still reach out to you, man. And people are like, oh, you want to join this band? I'm like, I'm not really trying to commit to anything. I'll help you record if you need. I'll fill in for a show, but I'm not really trying to make that commitment right now. Mm-hmm. I know you were on the same page, man. So what kind of gave you that boost to make that commitment? And let's be real, man. We all knew you were going to play music again. We know you. There were literally journalists writing, this kid was born to be in a band. And I couldn't agree more about Max. And dude, you mentioned earlier, you guys are on the same page as far as priorities, family first, and then, kind of having that guys night, but being on the same page, man.
Dan was in a similar place too. I think I had texted him first to be like, man, do you want to I'll wear a mask if you want. We could jam outside, but I just want to play some music.
Oh, I love that.
So he was on the same page. And, one thing leads to another. It's fun. We ended up jamming with Roger at his house. And it was just fun jams.
Yeah.
Hanging out.
It was fun, but it was
music.
also...
We had songs kind of written halfway, and then they ended up being full songs. One song leads to another.
I've been working with Tim since I'm 15, 16, and any experience I've ever had being in a band or working with Max or even just jamming, he's old reliable. yo, man, I know you got a family, but I need you here on this night. And he just shows up, does his job. It's damn near flawless every time.
I agree.
He goes in the studio. He's the fastest one in the studio.
Yep.
He's professional. He's got his tone. He's got his bass. His
No
chops
ego,
are there.
just
no ego. Easy
guy.
to work with. Everything with Max. If I could describe Max in one word, it would just be like, yeah. You know, like,
that's the verb. That's the verb. That's a soundbite right there.
And the fact that it was easy, like I feel like now that we're older, like you're just over. We've seen enough of the BS, and you're just like, dude, I just want to be around good people making music. It's easy. It doesn't feel like work. It's fun, and it sounds good. And
you love it.
Why would you not want to be a part of that if you're a musician?
I love that. You said that perfectly. And Tim, I'll ask you this: how did you come into the fold? Because obviously, you got your rhythm section, right? The drums sound fantastic. We'll talk about that in a little bit. And why, Tim? How did this all come about?
I think I'm one of, if not the only singer that they know.
There it is. Okay, I know that stuff.
That
Been there.
Isn't already doing something.
Yeah, that's
you know. So I'm always in Roger's back pocket. He was like, "Oh, I got nobody else. Let's get Tim."
Actually,
but I'm totally for it because I can't make music otherwise because I only sing. So I need like you guys to play music for me.
Did this happen before, like your podcast idea, the jamming of the band? Like, what happened first, the podcast idea or the jamming of the band? Because I feel like it all kind of happened around the same time.
Yeah. I think it was.
Well, you are right. Every time I need a singer, I'm like, yo, Tim.
Yeah. It's in a matter of like a week or a couple of days though. The podcast started and then the music started.
Actually, we were doing stuff with Dan too because remember he had like the metal stuff that we were like both doing vocals on just to like fuck around to like just try to put some stuff out. And the vibes have always been there. Like no matter what we're doing. Like we were in Sky together for a while. Like throughout, like everything just finally kind of merged. It was like, all right, we sifted through, and we're what's left of who's still playing music.
Yeah,
we all like
that's
each other,
it.
And we all show up. So I guess this is our band now. Like,
yeah, you said it perfectly though, because it's like I talk to Max about music and the scene all the time for years now. Even though we're not playing together anymore, at a time he wasn't playing, we always just kind of talk about it. And at times it can be thankless. Let's be real.
Oh, yeah.
At times it can be very thankless.
Most of the time.
there's points where we are actually paying to perform. Yeah. Let's be real about it, man. But you guys are kind of in a different mindset right now. Like, what are the goals for you guys going forward? Is it just to bond and have those memories and make music together? Is it to get to a bigger platform? Is it to perform? Because let's be real, like a lot of these places shut down because of the right reasons, and now we see shows coming back in full capacity, which is amazing to see. But you guys have yet to play a show, and I'm gonna try my very best to be at the first one. Hopefully it's here in New Jersey. I really want to support. But what's the goal? You way down the road? Is that kind of the idea? Okay.
I mean, I don't know if you guys want to go first here. So
yeah.
He's choking.
Go for it.
We're just trying to release because we got like a lot of songs recorded and we're still recording, so we just want to just release songs. And like the first and foremost thing is just having fun and getting together and having like an outlet and just something to do. And I think if we rush into taking it too seriously, it could just like if even like a management or like a label was like, hey, you want to go on tour right now? I can't do that. Yeah. Like, none of us can do that. So like, it doesn't matter if you drop the deal.
Real life,
unless it was like a paid thing, like that could like hold us over to what we get paid now. Like, and that wouldn't happen. That's like a pie in the sky bullshit thing to like, but like, absolutely. It's more of like fun first and then whatever comes. And just trying to get like, build the fan base at least and get that demand. Then there's like a point to play live. Yeah. Then we're just, cause we've been in the scene for a long time. So we're done with playing for no one. Yeah. Even though like there's that old saying, every show's a good show no matter what. 100 people or 1 people. Like, yeah, when you're 18, like, but not.
Yeah. You go, because I got a lot of money.
Oh boy, this is the real talk.
Goal, just to keep gelling, putting out music. The music that we're making is apparently pretty cool. We like it ourselves, and you always hate your own stuff. So as long as we're still making fun music and something that we want to share, we'll definitely be sharing it.
If you want to listen to us hate our own stuff, you should watch our podcast. We just talk about shit about our own shit.
Most of our old shit, we love the new shit.
Yeah. It sounds great. Max has shown me a lot of the stuff along the way, with or without your guys' permission. No, but it sounds.
My bad.
It sounded really good. Like, I'm always straight with Max. I'm like, The recording sound quality, we'll talk about that process in a little bit. The drums, obviously, I paid attention to.
Thank you, man.
Right out the gate.
Drummer love.
And this is the last, it's not going to be a Max Love Fest, but I will put this out here because you guys
it's always a Max Love
Fest. It is.
Even
That's
for
how
us.
it is. That's how it be. But I'll say this, man. I've seen this guy play in front of, like hundreds of people. and same energy playing in front of 0 people or 2 people, you know, and that's something I've always admired about him, man. And I can tell that's kind of the vibe here for this band. Like the energy's just there. It's like there's 5 of you guys complete, right?
Yes.
So I feel like the energy when you guys aren't going to be on stage performing, I feel like that's the vibe it's going to be. Like it doesn't necessarily matter how many people are out there. Like you guys are excited to play your first show and be in front of people.
Yeah, I mean, we're excited for the show, but for me personally, I'm just excited to like still be making music at 33 and making what we think is quality music. Like I got into it the mindset of, one, I want to be around friends, I want to have fun, but I also want to make something that's a keepsake for the rest of my life. I want to be able to, if I ever decided to have kids, which as of right now is a no for me, but if I ever decided, or even like my niece and nephew, like my nephew follows me on Apple Music, like,
oh, that's cool.
and I'm like, oh, dude, like he thinks it's cool. That's so cool. Like, but for me, this is like a personal thing. Like, as long as the 5 of us think it's dope, I really don't give a shit what anybody else thinks. Like, anything else is an added bonus. And like, if I could put out something that I'm proud of what we're doing, and genuinely put the song on my way to work, like, I'm one of those dudes. I listen to my own band. Like, I think this shit is awesome. And like, 20 people could tell me it's trash. I don't care because I'm proud as shit of it, and we're having fun doing it. And I actually had an experience at work today, which is like the added bonus part of. A friend I haven't really heard from in about like 5 years had recently lost his wife to like out of the blue, and I hadn't even.
Oh gosh.
And like I didn't want to overstep and like be like, hey man, I haven't talked to you forever. Like I didn't know what to say to the guy. And I see the phone ringing at work today, and I'm like, all right man, I got to answer this.
Of course.
And you know his family had been through a lot, and our families had known each other for a long time. He calls me. I'm like, oh my god, man, are you okay? Like what's up? We haven't spoken. I heard about that. Like what's up? He's like, dude, I'm calling you to tell you how awesome your song is. What? And I'm like, what? And he's like, yeah. He's like, you know, it made me happy with everything going on. It's like, want to get my mind off kind of stuff.
It's all about, man.
And like, yeah, like I don't want to name drop because I don't know how comfortable he would be with me sharing and whatnot. But like, legit, almost got like teary eyed at my job.
Dude.
And I'm like, I'm a talker, man, if you couldn't tell. And I was speechless. I'm like, that's not what I started doing this for. But like that one thing, if I never get a positive review on anything else that we're doing in this ever again, that shit was enough for me to be like, yep, This was all worth it.
That's
like
amazing.
That's like that shit changed my life today. Like
it changed his life.
The fact that like he went through something like that, and like you're calling me about a song that we made in a garage, dude, just having fun. Like it's still like it hasn't fully processed yet.
I love that.
I called him because like I had to get back to work, but I'm like I call him like, yo, just so you know, like you partially changed somebody's world for the day.
That's amazing. Yeah, you all crazy. Did. Then that's what it's all about at the end of the day, man. That's
I would have called you too, but like I figured he would pick up better at that time.
Oh, stop! There it is.
And you're hearing about it now, which is even better.
That's amazing. That's what it's all about. And you guys are getting a lot of positive feedback on social media. You guys have put some stuff out. We'll talk about that in a little bit. But right now, let's listen. You know, everyone, for first timers right now, let's take a listen right now to "Don't Look Now." All right, guys, that was Don't Look Now by Wake Up Paradise. Really solid track. Obviously, that's the one that's going to be the single. I listened to it on the car a couple times today. There's another track I really, really like. We'll get to that in a little bit. But tell us about the writing process. I was telling Roger this earlier because we were talking drums. Lyrics, vocals, themes always go right over my head, man. Like, I think song structure, like... I'm so bad at it, man. So tell us a little bit about like the process and the theme behind this song.
That was the one where it was like, it wasn't Wake Up Paradise officially. That was back in 2017. So the song is like
a dance song.
It's like, yeah, it's a dance song. It's a dance song. It's like, you know, it's really old. So those lyrics are old and everything like that. I don't lyrically. It's about just like moving on from your past and you know, and just getting over mistakes you made and stuff like that. It's about not being perfect. It's about, you know, just, you know, not letting past views of you or other people like stay, and like just, you know, just moving on.
Love that.
Not looking back, you know.
Yeah.
It's in the lyrics.
Which is a theme in some of your other songs. We'll talk. I feel in some of the other stuff I've heard. We'll talk about that in a little bit, man.
Yeah. Well, things need to happen in order to like write a song about it. So it's all in the past.
So you write mostly from because I've heard all different answers to this one. Like I feel like most people write from life experience. It sounds like that's where you mostly come from, because I know people that write from dreams and like fictional worlds and things like that. Is that where you mostly write from? It's just real life?
Oh yeah, I'd rarely go like to like world building like that, stuff like that. You know, making characters or anything like that, or like anything like a narrative. But word wise, I try to keep it very vague and just like open to interpretation. But like theme wise, yeah, there's always like that inner like
mantra
drive, that's making you write the song, and then you could put like a cool, like the Western song that we're working on, like there's like an inner theme to it, but like it's basically just filled with like a bunch of like one-liners from like old Western movies just put together, and
That's
it's
cool,
just, you know, it's got like 2 layers and stuff like that. Yeah. Well, like it starts off saying high noon, so it's like high noon, like high noon. But yeah, you know, just to make it fun, bunch of one-liners. Yeah. Oh yeah. Shit. I didn't even think about that.
That'd be cool.
But it's
marketing.
But it's organic for that reason.
Yeah, and then we called it Hawaii because of the riffs in the verse, and then it ended up not being. I don't know. It's not like a light lyric song. It's like a kind of like serious, like something. But when you think of Hawaii, that's not what you think of.
But it's got a bouncy vibe. So it's got a nice vibes. It's a cool song.
Yeah. I mean, typically like. I guess I should have a mic.
Oh yeah, give this. Drummers get mics too. Come on, people, let's go.
We usually get the most mics. It's just all on the kit.
Nice, I like it. Nice.
Like, would you agree? Like, the writing process is usually like either you, Dan, or Sal has a riff, and then I'm probably trying to work to like establish like what tempo feels best here, and or like what kind of feel, like what's the vibe, what's gonna feel honest about it. But Dan already had like electronic drums like kind of mapped out. I'm like,
I know that story.
He like straight up had like a whole vibe, and I'm like, all right, some of this I like, but some I'm like, you need.
That's me,
like, yeah. I'm like, some like this needs to feel like a drummer's playing it. You know what I mean? Like it's gotta,
dude, speaking my language.
It's gotta feel real. I gotta be able to groove, and I love how like the verses give that like kind of like once his bass line kicked in, I'm like, hell yeah, because I like that reggae kind of feel, like the Iration Revolution type stuff. And I just like, I'm like, oh shit, I could bop to this. This is cool. But then, you know, the choruses are very like upbeat and like the whole like pop punk almost kind of feel.
I love that.
And then the end has like that like metal edge. You know, like my like listening catalog is all over. But like, right? Would you say that's kind of like what we are? We're just like a smorgasbord of everything thrown in the blender. But it usually starts with like one of the guitar players coming with a riff and then establishing the tempo. And then once we have, you know, the cake batter, he comes in, puts the icing on the cake.
Dude, I always use the food analogy too. I love that, man.
Usually it's a sports analogy.
It's sports usually.
I use sports analogies with you. I can tell you got the insanity.
Oh, that's it. That's my guy.
We've been like listing our songs on like trying to get on playlists and stuff like that. So like we have to choose like what other types of bands that we think we could go on.
Yes.
Like with and on playlists and on radio and stuff like that. So like we have everyone's on like 311, Incubus, and then we'll throw in like, but like Dance Gavin Dance or Closure in Moscow. So it's like the verses of Don't Look Now are very like 311, Incubus, and then like it just kicks into like more technical like Closure in Moscow stuff, especially with the guitar. So it's like it's weird to like describe.
Each song has its own identity too, because like And Max, I don't mean to keep doing like hop in anytime because I feel like just me. But I wanted to be in a band, and like hopefully you guys feel the same sentiment. Like I don't want to have like restrictive boundaries of like we don't care about getting a record deal, so we're not like, oh, we have to sound like those bands. Like this one song might be those artists, but we might have another song that's more influenced. Like Sal listens to like a ton of like old school R&B, so do I, from like the 70s, early 80s, like very bass driven stuff. So like to have him and like, yo, you guys like bass driven stuff, and I can just stay pocket, like that's awesome. Like I would attribute it more to how almost Michael Jackson or the Eagles, like you might have that rock song, that ballad song, that disco song, that dance song, like if it feels good and it works and we're digging it, like fuck it, throw it in there. Like just go for it.
It's great, and it's quality.
Absolutely.
It's quality, like I keep saying. Now, you guys talked to me upstairs a little bit. Let's talk a little bit about the recording process, laying it down at Architect. I believe you said your producer, engineer was Shane, and you guys seem very happy with him because I was talking to Max earlier. Like, we've been in situations where we've recorded and the guy's had his back to us the whole time and just on the computer, or sometimes you work with a producer and they just don't get it. Like, they don't get what you're looking for. I can see, like, even talking to you, Roger, like, I could see how happy you were working with him. You said he came from a drummer perspective, which I appreciate. Tell us a little bit about the recording process at Architect.
I mean, well, you know, it usually starts with drums or whatever. So Max and I were in a band with Dan called Sky Send a few years back, and that's when I had met Shane. And just like seeing his commitment and passion and love for like the instrument itself, and like I'm a finer detail, I'm an overthinker kind of guy, and seeing him do that and like want to help me get like the perfect tones, like I would typically, like I work Monday through Friday, so I'm always tracking on weekends. So we would, you know, set drums up on Friday, get ahead, be efficient, be effective, get the drum set up so we have all the time in the world to mess with tones, see what snare we want to use. I think I brought like 4 of mine, he had like 7 of his.
That's
so for
amazing.
like for three songs we have like, I don't know, a collection of like almost a dozen snare drums. And I'm like, all right, we'll see this. We tried different things with the kick drum. Every time I go in, he's experimenting with like different placing of the room mics. Tim ruined the bathroom mic idea.
That's how efficient and kind of impressed I was by his you know, technicality of recording, because down the hall is a bathroom and the door was open and he had a mic in there. And like,
why is there a mic in the bathroom?
So I was like, I'm just gonna move this and take a piss because I didn't see any other bathroom.
Retract my shit.
He's like, oh, that whole thing is done. I was like, you mean all the mics connected to the drums like are nothing, and that one bathroom mic you really needed? Not to talk shit, but I was like, man, he knows something that I don't. That's what I know. I know that he knows something that I don't.
If you remember what he said though, he was like, because you're a film guy, and he's like, just imagine like I come on your film set and I move one light. What does that do to your shot? You guys can fight that one out. But either way, Shane is a sweetheart. He's become a good friend. I've gone up to like have dinner with him, have a couple drinks. Good ass. I've crashed on his couch. Like he's a good dude. He's a friend. I feel my phone vibrate. It might be him. I don't know.
That's amazing.
Yeah, Shane's a great dude. Shout out Shanae. I like to call him Shanae.
Shane Stanton, what up?
Yeah.
As smart and like detail oriented as he is too, he's not too intense. Like he's a super laid back guy. When I sat down to track bass tracks, I was a little worried. I thought maybe he's gonna, because he's a drummer. I'm like, he's gonna be watching every accent.
Damn drummers,
do this a little
man,
bad, do this a little bad, do this a little different. Just do your thing, man. Just play, record. And we ended up being on the same page, like vibe wise, toward the songs a lot, and that was super helpful. Because I always get inside my own head, and Shane, he makes a very nice environment for you to track.
Dude, Max is so high maintenance.
What I loved about Shane too is like we obviously wanted it to sound like we wanted the stops to be like you could hear a pin drop. You know what I mean? Like wanted it to be on the dime, but at the same point, like I hate when I hear a recording and it sounds over processed. Like at that point, you might as well be listening to like dubstep drums. Like I wanted to capture almost like that early '90s, like Third Eye Blind, Spin Doctors, like real true snare,
good
crack,
snare,
pop.
Mm-hmm.
Like I wanted the drums to feel real. So like even doing that and like not having to do the grid edit stuff so much that you would do in like metal to where it's there. Like there's some parts where like they're deliberately like loose, more for feel. Like I like doing the drummer thing where you deliberately play behind the beat a little bit to give that swing kind of feel at times.
Fascinating.
And like having a dude who like is a drummer that knows what you're talking about and isn't just so like by the book, and like it feels real, it feels raw, but it also feels produced and processed to a degree of like that happy medium. Like I'm like, he's our guy.
That's
you know
amazing.
what I mean? Like he's just our guy.
That's amazing to hear.
So-
And I do want to talk about this because I really like this song. I may or may not have heard the first thing. I think you guys are giving us a little snippet today of Forget My Name. Correct me if I'm wrong. That'll be out this Friday, Black Friday. That's coming out. Guys, I'm so excited as of this release of this recording. So very excited for this one. I really like this one. I actually did understand the lyrics. I actually did get the message for once.
He said the whole song is the chorus. He says it like 70.
Well, I was literally gonna say these are words I've literally used with people. You know, like it's crazy, man. And I very much like I like this song. I connected with it. Everything sounds amazing. Before we talk about it, let's give. What do we give him? Like a verse and a chorus? Is that what we said, Max?
Give him a taste.
Give him a taste.
Ooh, do we give him the second chorus or the first chorus?
Probably first.
First, all right.
Earn the second chorus.
You gotta earn the second chorus this Friday.
The second verse has a little more cojones.
Oh, there it is. All right, guys. Without further ado, "Forget My Name" by Wake Up Paradise. Woo!
Your skin, not to mention you won't feel the same inside when I'm done. So what's the problem now? You found yourself alone. The saints are out of town, and now you're on your own. You're a stranger to me. Let's not be shallow. Let's not sing too low. Forget my name because I'm asking you to. Let's not be careless, 'cause I couldn't care less. Just walk away because I'm asking you to. Forget my name. I'm asking you to. Asking you to. Forget my name. I'm asking you to.
All right, guys.
We just listened to it.
It was amazing. Or did we? That was "Forget My Name" by Wake Up Paradise. Really, really good track. I was listening into the car a couple times. It's available to me. It's not available to you guys yet, but it will be very soon. Us journalists, you know, we get the early scoop. I
And
appreciate it.
don't you give it to
Dude,
anybody.
come on. I got
right?
you, bro. Please. It's on Napster right now.
Napster right now.
Napster, oh shit.
Wire.
No comment. But it really is a good song. Tim, I want to ask you about the writing process. There were some feelings here, man. There were some feelings in this one.
Yeah, this is another old song.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, it's
Oh,
another
okay.
2017 song. So,
year.
yeah,
When
so
shit was
like
normal.
it's very much not relevant to me right now. But it was about it's another thing about moving on and stuff like that. It was a situation where like not to go to
You don't have. It's up to you. Whatever you're comfortable with.
Oh,
Yeah.
I got you. No, it was like
What's her
you know
name?
when you break up with someone, and then there's always a grapevine still connected to you.
Sure.
Yeah.
And you hear that like they're like still talking about you, and your name is always coming and stuff like that. So kind of like that, like just like I don't want to hear this about this anymore, and you gotta like disconnect from like them and like their friends because you just feel like people are like just like
It's like, I don't exist anymore.
looking at you and like reporting back and like, oh, this is what he's doing and blah, blah, blah. And it's like
There's no
get outta
reason
here.
to be talking about it.
Yeah,
It's
like
just-
geez.
A lot of narrative controlling and all that. Yeah, I get you.
Stuff
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that. But not like too like crazy or anything like that. But yeah, that's basically it.
That's amazing. I really like this song, guys. I'm excited again. Check it out. It's going to be this Friday, Black Friday. Where can everyone get it? Apple Music, Spotify,
Everywhere, all
good
the
stuff.
platforms will probably we'll have a video for it on YouTube. And,
Oh, like a
you
music
know.
video, or like a lyric video, or like just like a.
I
just a
might
song?
just do a lyric video actually.
Those are
They
great.
didn't even know that until right now. I think
Yeah.
you said it, and I was like, "That's a good idea."
Yeah, I got you.
Tim pretty much like complete creative control with like album art, videos, whatever. Like
That's a good problem.
we
Yeah,
should just
yeah.
focus on the music, let the artist be the artist, and let us write and do our thing. He does his thing, and that's it. And then we all put it together. And
I'm gonna make them look like
chips and
fools.
No, that ain't true. It's really good stuff, guys. And I got to ask you this. You mentioned this a couple times, but You guys have all worked together in some form or fashion for the most part. Is it a lot of like pulling from the old stuff and bringing stuff back? Because I've done that a lot in past bands, just kind of taking old stuff, revamping it, making it a little bit more modern. Because this song, I felt like it was modern. I felt like it was new. The drums were fantastic. I know I keep saying that.
Keep it up, man.
Dude, that's where my ear goes first. But the lyrics are amazing. I definitely connected on some level, man. That was really amazing. But is it a lot of that? Like, because you guys are starting out, like, is it a lot of taking from the old stuff, but then trying to find a way to write new stuff together? Like, how does that work?
I think
we're at the new
Roger
stuff part now.
Roger was one of the first ones to be like, I don't want to throw anything out. So anything that was, I guess, questionable.
Yeah.
You know, how you musicians are riff wise, you got stuff in your back pocket that you thought of. We didn't want to turn anything down. You know, if it sounds cool, find another thing that sounds cool with it and write a song. The first couple were, like we said, kind of already constructed from Tim.
Needed a starting point.
From Tim and Dan. But it made things easier to gel, to kind of move forward. Be like, all right, well, now we got 2 songs pretty much done. You know, the third one ended up being...
Sal wrote.
Sal wrote that.
Satellites, right?
He did?
Yeah.
I was going to ask.
Yeah,
you fill in the blank.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I put even older lyrics onto that one.
There you go.
It's a healthy mix, right? Like,
Yeah,
I can't let go of a good melody.
Yeah.
I'll tell you that. Yeah, I'm still doing it. Even like the other songs that we have in a couple months, it's still just old lyrics, but they fit perfectly.
and it feels organic still.
Yeah, it's taste style.
Yeah.
like, if we have like a new riff or something, we're not gonna be like, oh, we gotta like. What?
Yeah.
Okay. Feels like a bachelor party.
Wait, what's happening?
No, man.
Oh boy,
No, I guess to simplify
it's
it,
like a bit
a
right
mix.
there.
Like, if there's anything that we think is good that never got the attention it deserves, we're certainly going to bring it out, because obviously the goal is to write stuff that we feel is timeless, like we talked about keeping for keepsake anyway. But if someone comes in and is like, yo, dude, I got this riff, and we're like, that's the one, fuck working on that other one right now, that's what we're all vibing. Like, it's nice to have 2 or 3 songs working at a clip, because like I said, we're writing all over. Like, we have one song that has like a samba vibe, one song that has a drum and bass vibe.
I'm here for that.
Yeah, one song that has like a drum and bass vibe. One song that's literally like straight up ballad, where we're probably going to get like a session guy to do some saxophone on. So sometimes you come to practice and everybody's drinking coffee and you're like, yo, do the energetic one. And some days everybody had a shit day at work and you're like, all right, ballad night tonight. Let's just chill. So it's nice to have like different, you know, eras.
Is that how we've been deciding it?
That's how I've been deciding when I'm playing.
So it's
Because he's the one that decides.
yeah, I'm like, ooh, I'm cranked out on a Rockstar Energy drink. Let me play a breakbeat. My guy's a long day at work.
It's not one genre. It's like whatever you guys are kind of feeling. So that's kind of cool. Whatever you guys want to jam, you're in the mood for. It's, again, like I keep saying, very organic. I was talking to Max about this earlier. There's a lot. There's a lot of like. There's a lot of punk in there. There's some pop punk in there. There's a lot of 90s rock in there. The guitar tones I like a lot. There's some good. Tim, you sound like so, and I mean that in the best way, because I know artists hate getting compared to other people. You sound like somebody, and I can't get my finger on who it is. I'm gonna text Max one day. Like, he sounds like this, but it's a good thing. It's a very, very good thing. I mean that in the best way. I know people hate getting compared, and I can't figure out who it is. Where does your influence come from? All you guys. Where's we'll start with the vocals.
Everywhere. And like Forget My Name is I would say is our pop punk song. Really? Like, at least like the beginning.
Yeah.
But then it's got a solo out of nowhere, and it's just not that anymore. Well, like the vocals, I think maybe even at least. I don't know. I try not to like imitate people, but I definitely do things that are kind of like homages to other singers and stuff like that. You know what I mean? The like more rough stuff, I take more of like from like Finch, and like if you want to get more of like a growl in there. The cleaner stuff, you know, I love, like I was saying, Closure in Moscow, and even like Protest the Hero and stuff like that. And yeah, it's just like all over the place. And like that's why all of our songs are all over the place.
Yeah.
And like, yeah. Anybody else?
Very cool, Max.
Influences.
Max is Rage Against the Machine. No, what do you got? No.
We can name Max's easy.
It's all the
met
same
him.
stuff that it's always been. Yeah.
But you have a great
But-
style.
Biscuit.
I don't know that bassist name. Dang, he's not bad though.
Sam Rivers.
Is it really?
Google it.
You just made that
Is
up.
that right?
Google it.
I'm not gonna Google it.
Okay. I don't know if he's messing with you or not. I don't know. No disrespect.
Call it his bluff.
Yeah.
Hold on. Hit Siri. Hey Siri, who is the bass player for Limp Bizkit?
This is happening right now.
Sam Rivers plays bass in
Oh, dropping knowledge. This guy.
Dang.
Wow.
I should have known that one too. I'm kind of upset.
They just dropped an album, didn't they?
I think so.
Bizkit?
Limp Bizkit? Yeah, I heard one single. It was actually
Yeah, the one
pretty
single's
cool.
good.
Yeah.
The rest of it's kind of weird.
West-
Yeah.
I was
Like speaking of
Westworld was-
imitating people, like the songs on that album that just came out, like there's this one like acoustic song that's very Warped Tour punk acoustic song,
Really?
and then there's one other song where he's like I feel like he's like imitating like people like in each song. Like see if you if you listen to it, like see if you notice it. And I was yeah.
That's interesting.
No, yeah. I'll say this one right now. You guys sound amazing. I love the influence. Wait, did we get Rogers?
No, I've been
We didn't
talking
get
so much.
no.
man. I'm
We didn't
trying
get
to
your
walk-
influence.
That coffee got me like jumping.
Good, I got you.
I don't know. I guess like what I listen to and how I drum are very different sometimes. Like lately, I think that new Whitechapel album is probably like going to be the album of the year for me because I think like they went from like the death metal stuff to like hard rock ballads, and I'm like, dude, you guys could do anything. I think that's awesome. So like lately, I've been on that, but mostly like drum wise, like I love gospel drummers, man. I love
Really?
I love Pocket. I love Phil. I love a lot of like closed hi-hat, doubles, diddles, all that kind of stuff around. I love a lot of tom accent, a lot of splash. I like to play like creative and musical. I want the groove to always be there, but like musical would be like the best way I like to play. I like to listen to, because I'm fortunate enough to have these guys, you know, like he's a monster.
love.
Sal is a great writer. Dan's a great writer. They're both monsters in their own regard, like in how they solo, how they riff. So when you have all that, it's like, I don't really care about me so much as I care about like accenting them to make them sound like, damn, look at these guys. Like there's time to sit back but if I like that one little section where I'm like, yo, I could throw something nasty in there, then that's fun too.
I like
But
that.
yeah,
man.
like Aaron Spears is my guy.
Okay, yeah.
He was on the Usher and whatnot. Tony Royster Jr.
Oh, gosh.
Dennis Chambers from
Oh.
like back in the day, like all
So
that.
good.
Anything soul, anything that makes you make like that stink face. Like,
Yeah, I did. I literally just did it.
yeah. But then like in like a rock sense too, like Shane, the engineer from Architect, actually just got me into like Sleep Token. Their drummers are nasty. If you guys haven't listened to Sleep Token, their drummers really sick. Like the Genty stuff, like Halpern from Periphery, kind of all that.
Oh, I get that a lot too.
all
yeah.
that thrown in a blender with like the energy of like Aaron Gillespie from Under Oath from back in the day.
Yeah, sure.
So I would say I try to like, pick little pieces of all those guys.
That's
So
amazing.
they're really, really hard to do. That's why I can only do a little bit each because they're all such monsters.
So I asked you guys what your goals were moving forward.
Global domination.
There it is. But you guys have seen it all. You've done it all. Is it? Oh, man, I'm always very careful when I ask this question. You guys can no comment on this or be politically correct wherever you are. This is a different question now because we've gone through this pandemic era. It's almost like we see what we were missing a little bit, with everything. Because we always talk about, I'm very real on the show. Like it's very thankless at times. You literally have to pay to play shows at times. And at the same time, you do it because you love it. You do it because it is rewarding. You get to network and work with other musicians and all that kind of stuff. What are your thoughts? I mean, it's kind of a trickier question now. I always ask this one, but what are your thoughts on the scene overall and your guys' role in that moving forward?
I have no idea what the scene is.
Yeah,
now.
I have no
That's
idea.
it. Yeah, it's like a weird question now.
Yeah, when the last time we like released music, like Spotify wasn't that important. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Wow.
Now it's like really important, and I'm still
Necessary.
like learning about that stuff. And
Same.
I just had an A&R guy. I was talking to an A&R guy, and he was telling us much to my chagrin, that we should get on TikTok.
I said
so
that.
Sal was right this whole time. He's been trying to get us on TikTok, and I was just like,
What, the most popular app?
yeah,
Makes
like I
sense.
have no idea what the scene is.
I'll
That's
do
why
a
I always look
TikTok
at what
dance.
Northvale is doing, because they're like more tapped in the scene than we are. I don't know.
What are your thoughts? Because I might be down that out of this.
You probably will be because I stepped away from the music stuff for family life, and then the pandemic happened.
And other reasons.
I've been like twice removed from all of this noise, and I didn't look back. I missed it, but I don't know what's going on.
And the music that we're making it's like for our generation that's like looking at nostalgia stuff, because you're saying it's got some 90s rock in there. So it's like, it's kind of like a niche, it's like it wouldn't get like the young like MGK fans, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, I
You
see
never
what you're
know,
saying.
though.
I don't
You never
know. It'd
he
be great
he-
if we
He
could.
basically put out a pop rock couple of
I
songs.
loved
right?
it,
It's
man.
very
good,
I
but,
listened
like,
to it all
I
the
don't
time.
know.
I'm not gonna lie. I
I like the
love
one that
it.
was in Tony Hawk when they redid the Tony Hawk.
Yes.
The Bloody Valentine.
Ironically enough, I think
I
we might
love
fit
that
on the
song,
radio
man.
because you just play old shit anyway. They just
Yeah.
play Foo
And plus-
Fighters and Incubus and 311 anyway. So like, I think we fit
Plus,
right on there.
plus you got Travis.
Q1043 in a year.
No, don't say that. plus you got Travis on the drums for half the tracks. I mean, come on, man, it's money.
I'll go against the grain and like self-sabotage here. I give zero fucks about the scene. I gave zero fucks about the scene when I was in it. I always felt like mad people were like,
suck it, scene.
No, because it's like, it's super pretentious. Like, you seem like a genuinely nice guy. And like, you're real.
Unfortunately,
I don't want to go to the shows of like, we have to pretend every band on the show is our best. Bro, you guys were killer. Like, nah, you fucking sucked. And if I suck, tell me I suck. Like, I don't care. Like, I want it to be real.
That's how you learn.
I'm with my best friends having a good time making music. If you think it sucks, don't listen to it.
I want to go home by like 10 p.m.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to stay like until
I'm
midnight.
not, like, if you don't want to stay for my set, like, I'm not offended. I don't
You guys
care.
hanging out, right? You guys sticking around?
Yeah.
We're not staying for your set.
You guys sticking around?
I don't give a fuck if you buy anything. Like, I don't care. I'm here to have fun. You know, I have my circle. I have my life. I have my wife, my house, like whatever. Like
My cats.
My cat. I got mad cats. I got Nigel, my little turtle.
Nigel the turtle.
Yeah, mad.
Oh boy. He's just
Four of
kidding.
them motherfuckers.
He's
Two
just
are black.
kidding.
No bad luck.
He's just kidding.
No, but yeah, man. Like, in all seriousness, and I don't mean that to be like vain towards anyone. It's just I want real. Like, if I'm gonna form, you know, relationships in the scene or fans, like, I would never even call people fans. Like, supporters is, I'd rather have 5 real ones than like 30 people there watching me because they want me to stay for their set too. Just be real. Come out, have a good time, dance, laugh, cry, punch somebody in the face. I don't give a fuck. Be real. Do what you need to do. Whatever our music makes you feel. Hopefully, it makes you feel something. And that's it. And if it doesn't, it does for me. So fuck off. Like, that's honest. As honest as I can be.
I was vibing in the car, like on the way back from work today. I was listening to some of the tracks, and I was feeling it's definitely my cup of tea. I was telling Max this. It sounds really good. And let's be real, like you guys said it, like you guys are very happy with the practices. You guys are very happy with the recordings coming out, but you guys have not performed together yet.
To be fair, we haven't had a full practice as a band since like August.
Oh, seriously?
Yeah, because like,
that's how it be though,
well,
man.
But people are, you know, getting married, popping out
That's
kids,
it. That's
having mad pussy at home with like 4 cats, like whatever. Like,
My dog almost died.
Oh no!
I witnessed
no.
it. Should we tell that
He
story?
just hurt his leg, but he's fine.
He fell out of a window.
Jumped out of a window.
Shout out to Lucky.
Second story
I don't know his name.
Yeah.
What's his name?
Aw, I hope the dog's okay.
At his wedding, and that I was like this,
cocktail hour.
and I'm like, this isn't gonna be good, guys.
so much.
Oh no.
He's good.
Good.
He's
Yeah,
listening at home.
but like, I feel like we've evolved in the sense of like when we were more younger, immature, of like people couldn't show up to us like, this guy's not taking it serious. We don't care. We got to break up. Like now, it's like, dude, all right, listen. What can we get done this week? Who's available? What can we work on at home? If we can't get together, can anybody go to the studio? Does anybody have a scratch track of a new riff for me to work on drums to? Then I could go in the studio, start laying drums down. And I feel like we've really adapted to the whole pandemic culture of like using the technology. Or like I had Sal on a Zoom call last week, like, hey man, what do you think about this idea? Like, just messing, I'm not a guitar player, but like, what about this idea? Or like, he'll beatbox drum ideas. And like, I feel like we've just, you know, right?
That's
What
cool,
do you
yeah.
say that? Like we've in that way we've changed with the times and we've stayed effective. So I'm just really excited to finish up recording the ones that we do have written so that they're there. We can release them. We can keep the ball moving and then finally get all back together. Cause we have probably like another 3 or 4 riffs that I've heard from all these guys. And I'm like, yo, these are sick. We need to make these a song. And I can't wait to like get through the holidays, everybody do the family stuff. You know, hopefully by like January, February, like the next, you know, couple tracks are released and then maybe look to doing shows in the summer. But
Oh,
like,
yeah, definitely.
but in the in between, just coming back, getting tight on all the stuff we're releasing, and then like writing like another 2 or 3 more. You know?
Yeah, that's amazing.
I love writing, dude. I could write like every day.
You guys see, and I was saying this to Roger earlier, you guys seem passionate about it. You know what I mean? Like you guys, because we've all been doing this. I think all of us in this room I've been doing it since. I've been playing drums since I was 11. I've been banned since I was 15 or 16, man, for a long time.
Hair, man.
Stop. But you guys seem really genuinely excited. You know, you seem generally positive about it, and I think you guys are excited to play. I know I keep bringing it up, but excited to play. I know I want to be at that first show whenever it is. And guys, I just continued success to you guys, or I should say success to you guys, because you're just starting out. But I've seen a lot of the positive feedback on social media, a lot of the little clips and teasers that you guys are posting. Again, guys, this Friday, new tracks dropping. It's going to be Black Friday. Check that out across all music platforms. It's going to be amazing. YouTube as well. Guys, thank you for a few minutes of your time. I very much appreciate you guys coming over to the BCP compound over here. But before we get out of here, we're all about that shameless promo here on the BCP. Tell them where they can follow you on socials. Get the merch. I guess merch is coming down the line. All that good stuff.
You're the
Yeah,
guy.
that's you. I don't know how to do
you
that.
can find us on
Nice.
the Instagram at Wake Up Paradise.
Yeah.
We got that Linktree app.
What's
we got
up?
that Don't Look Now on the YouTubers. And we're on Spotify, and follow us on all that stuff. Let me shameless plug our podcast that we don't do anymore.
Oh no.
The Good Tunes podcast. We got a backlog of like 30 episodes though, so there's a lot to watch, and
Stay
maybe we'll do
tuned.
some more episodes. Yeah.
Max is on Pornhub as TMAXXXXXXX.
Asian Dan's on Linktree, or no, he's on
boy.
TikTok. Asian Dan's on TikTok.
hair on the East Coast.
It's true.
Beautiful.
It's true.
And follow Sal Cindy for all your updates on social justice.
And IBM.
All your tech problems.
Oh boy. All right. I think we'll end it on, guys. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for a few minutes. Guys, check out the tunes. Again, Black Friday, new track coming out. Forget My Name. And guys, Wake Up Paradise. Thank you for a few minutes of your time.
Thank you for having
Continued
us.
success, you guys.
Thank
Thank you so
you.
much. All right, guys. And like we always
Thank you.
say here on the BCP, everyone stay safe, stay positive, take care of each other. We out. Peace.